Hi friends, Mindy here. I am going to be making some ephemera today with this set of papers. This is part of a design team project for the Junk Journal Studio. And this kit that I'm going to show you is called Fall Collage and Cluster Mega Pack. This is like 37 pages of vintage fun things to use in your collage. So these are all fall themed. I printed the first few pages on white paper. I'm just going to kind of go through them kind of quickly here, just so you could kind of see what they looked like. I just printed these on some regular like copy weight paper for now, but the rest of these I did on coffee dyed paper because I wanted just a little bit more of that vintage look, but I wanted to kind of print this part out so you could kind of see the colors more true to color than what they're going to look like on these coffee dyed papers. But I love the coffee dyed papers because it just adds that vintage look to it. It just adds some like staining and natural looks to it. I did print a couple pages, these leaves, on clear sticker paper because I feel like they'll just kind of melt right into the page a little bit better. And also there's a page later that has like some labels that I also did on some clear sticker paper, but you can kind of see the staining from the coffee dye. Again, this one is clear sticker paper. And then there are just kind of some focal images that you can use. Again, if you don't like the kind of coffee staining, then, you know, obviously just print them out on regular paper, but I didn't want to try to coffee dye them afterwards. I did try that on one page, but I just couldn't get the color that I wanted without like really oversaturating the page. And then I was afraid that the ink would run because I'm using just an inkjet printer. You can kind of see there are also like different sizes of items, and then there are these that you can really use for like belly bands. You can cut them down into strips and do like collage strips. I'm gonna do a couple like wraparound pockets with these. You could turn them into tags or pockets or tuck spots or all kinds of different things, but you can just see the beautiful colors. And I just love how that coffee dye just kind of helps age these just a little bit more. So these are going to go into some fall journals that I am creating right now. And there's a lot of different colors. I love that beautiful mustard color. And then, like I said, there are 37 pages of these. So they're in this set, and it's very reasonable. And stay tuned. I am going to have some information about a freebie and a discount code as well. So keep watching for some more information about that. Again, you can kind of see here like just some collage elements. You could certainly cut those apart or use them just like they are. I will probably do a mix of those things. I love the kind of different like the architecture type designs. I love the scripty. I love all of these collaged strips that you can use. There's just a lot of versatility with these, and then of course you can print them out multiple times if you so choose. I love the music paper on this one, and I love the different fonts and everything that she has. Collage. This is the one that I tried dyeing with some coffee after the fact, and I just couldn't get it as dark as I wanted. You can kind of see on the back side there, but and then there are just some more focal images here that you can use, and again a bunch of things in different sizes as well. So it's one of the things I really love about her kits. So I'm going to get started. I have these book pages that I have torn out from books previously that I'm going to create here and just make a pocket. So I'm using one of those collage kind of strips, and I'm just going to reinforce this pocket with that. I just kind of chose one that had a pattern that could go kind of either way, and I'm just going to put this over the top and then trim it off. And I will be distressing everything pretty much with ground espresso in archival ink. Just that's kind of my go-to. Instead of using an oxide, I like to use archival. That's just personal preference. And then I have one of these images from the printable, and then I added a little bit of music paper behind there just to kind of give some contrast to this image, and I didn't want everything kind of feeling the same kind of color. That was the one bad thing about doing everything on the coffee dye, is everything kind of has that same tone to it. So I needed to add some things to kind of just add in a little bit of contrast, and I love this little image that says American Woman on it. So I'm just going to put her here over on the left side, and this again will become a pocket eventually in a journal. I am going to add a little word. This is from a Tim Holtz sticker book, and then I'm going to use my ginormous punch just to kind of cut a little thumb notch out of the top of that. And then I didn't really like exactly where I put that. I just kind of tried to eyeball that and it wasn't really centered. So I just kind of expanded it just a little bit, and that just made it a little bit better to my eye. So I have this other piece that is one of those collage pieces. I'm just going to cut off that top section, and now I'm just going to use this bottom. I didn't cut this very well when I was trimming it, so I'm going to trim off that white edge there, and then I will use this, but I do want to back it with something. I want to make it a little bit sturdier. So I have this craft cardstock. This is actually just a scrap from a 12 by 12 paper that I had. And so I'm just going to glue this down to the front of that so that I have the craft on the back to make it so that it's just really like a journaling card. I'm going to actually make it into a tag. So I'm going to use a tag that I have in my stash just so that I can trim the corners at the top. And then I'm just going to fiddle around and kind of figure out what I want to put on here for a focal image. I am distressing it, and then I decided to use one of these leaves that I did on the clear sticker paper. So I'm just kind of positioning that. I just have a little bit of the release paper pulled back, and I'm going to kind of position this down in the corner and then get it kind of where I want it, and then finish pulling off the release paper. And then whenever you're working with clear sticker paper, if you just kind of burnish it down really well, it helps it really just kind of melt into the page behind it. So I need to trim that down just a little bit, and then I just felt like it needed a little bit of something else. So I found one of these labels in all of these pages that has just a date on it, and I just distressed that and added that to this little bottom left hand corner. So that little label is going to finish up that tag. I may add something to the top of that later on, I'm not quite sure. But now I want to move on to creating a pocket, and this is actually going to be a pocket that kind of wraps around the edge of a page. So I took one of those long sections again, and I'm just folding it in half. I'm going to distress around the outside of that, and then I am also going to punch a thumb notch with my big circle punch again, but I'm going to do it in the exact same place on both sides. That way, if I do decide to just make this a single pocket, it will be even, but for right now, I'm planning to make this one that wraps around the page. I did add one of these postal images here from the kit, and then I pulled in a little piece from Tim Holtz that says parcel post, I think, on it, just because I thought the color worked really well and I wanted to add just another little look to this. Yeah, it says parcel post there. And then on the back side, I'm just going to add one clear sticker that says autumn. This is from the printable set. I just really didn't feel like this backside really needed a whole lot because there was a lot of stuff happening already. So those are the 3 so far, but I want to tell you about Freebie. Before I continue on making some more ephemera pieces for my fall junk journals, I want to share this freebie with you. Michelle very generously created this freebie for me, for my followers. There will be a link in the description box down below that you can click on to get this link. She has done this for all of her new design team members. So be sure to check out her video. She has all the links for all of the other ladies that are on her design team, and you can click on there and get their link, their freebies as well. They're unique for our channels. And so, but another very generous thing that she has done is given a discount code for 30% off. Her items are already very reasonably priced. So, but she already is giving a 30% discount, but this is only for 10 days. So you're going to be watching this video, is going to go live on the 27th. So from the 27th to the 6th of October, if you use my code, which is welcome Mindy, all caps, all one word, you will get 30% off for those 10 days. If you're seeing this video after that time, I apologize, but like I said, her stuff is still very reasonably priced, so be sure to go check out her Etsy shop. But this is the freebie that she has created for me to share with all of you. This beautiful fall kind of collage masterboard. You could make some journaling cards out of this, or some tags, or even just some beautiful pages in your journals. And these coordinate, I think, really well with the other fall collage and cluster mega pack that I'm working with. So I'm looking forward to making some ephemera out of these pages as well. So I did want to share that, and like I said, be sure to follow all of the other ladies on the design team that each have their own freebie that you can get, and that does not expire. It's just the 30% coupon that does. So I will have that information down in the description box as well as a link to Michelle's channel. Again, she's Junk Journal Studio. And so I'm going to go ahead and put you back on fast forward and make some more ephemera using this freebie as well. So I kind of decided what I wanted to do was treat this the way that I would treat any collage masterboard that I would do, which is to kind of cut it blind. So I flipped it over so I can't see where I'm cutting. But I did kind of have an idea of what I wanted, so I did cut that first section in half, and then I decided I was just going to go ahead and look where I was cutting for this part. So I did trim those down. I have several pieces to work with. I'm only going to do a couple on screen today. I do have a few saved for some other projects, but I will decorate a couple of them today. I have this beautiful sunflower image that I thought looked really good with this background as like I probably used it as a journaling card. I added a doily, but it was bright white, so I'm just using whatever's left on my blender brush here, which is generally a brown shade of some sort, and just kind of trying to age that just a little bit. I'm going to kind of hang that off the edge there and put my little sunflower piece over the top. So I'm going to glue all of those pieces down. I really liked the way that that sunflower looked with that kind of antique tape up at the top. I just thought that that looked cute together. And then I have another one of those little stickers that says autumn. Those are on that clear sticker paper. And then I rounded the corners, and I am distressing the edge of this again with archival in ground espresso, just going around the edges on the front and the back. It's white on the back, but that's okay. I feel like that can still be a good journaling card. And then I have this other image that I want to use. This is the leaf image, and I have this second piece that's like a collage. I'm going to make this one into a tag, so I'm just using a tag from my stash to kind of get those triangles at the right angle. You could, of course, just trim it and then flip it around and cut it again to get the same thing, but it's just easier to use a tag that's already made. So I do have a couple layers that I'm going to add underneath here. I have started with some washi tape, and then I have this little piece of like handmade paper that's been embossed, and so I'm just adding a little scrap of that underneath there just to give it some dimension, and again to kind of break up some of the color and just add another layer in there. So I've glued those two pieces down, and now I'm going to glue down this beautiful little leaf here, and then I will trim off the excess off the side, and then come back in with my archival ink there on the edge just to make everything cohesive. And then I'm going to add a little sticker just over. That was actually a Simple Stories sticker. I just wanted to have a little sentiment on there. And then I've taken another one of those long pieces here, and I was just going to make a tag out of it. And then this particular paper that I printed on was a little bit thinner than some of the others, and so I just decided to go ahead and glue that down to the tag itself just for some stability. And then I have this green paper that it's almost like onion skin paper. It's really neat texture, kind of like packing paper, but it's kind of hard to explain. Anyway, it's just had it in my stash for a while, and it kind of pulls up some of the green in this paper. It's hard to see on camera, but there's like some green foliage in the background, so I'm just trying to pull those colors together. So I just kind of tore that and then glued it down on the left side there, and then I'm trimming off the excess just to give some more interest. And then I have some more of, this is another piece of handmade paper that's just a leftover scrap from some other project that I was working on. So I'm just going to add that down at the bottom. And at first I thought I was just going to do this little bird by itself, but then I had this little image. This is actually a piece from like your creative studio, I think, and it looks like a Polaroid. So I put the bird inside of that, and then I'm going to actually put the handmade paper over the top. For some reason I just liked it better over the top of edge of that ephemera piece instead of kind of tucked behind it. So I'm going to trim that off and then add a little bit more of distressing to that, and that will be that. This is a piece from House of Books, actually, and I'm going to glue that to this other section. I really felt like these colors went well together, and because this is a white background, or it just kind of helps brighten up that paper. You can kind of see this was a double-sided page, but I'm just going to use this one side here. I really just liked how these colors worked together. And then I'm just going to trim it down across the top at the same height as the other page here. And I really like those torn edges. That's just a favorite thing for me to do. And then I have this mushroom. This is actually from Your Creative Studio as well, I believe. It's a vellum sticker. And so once I fought with the backer on that, I decided to just put that down on there, and I didn't add anything else to it. I liked it just the way that it was. So I have another one of those collage strips, and I am going to just cut off the left side that's got the little mushroom on it, and I'm going to use this part that looks like a ledger with a ruler over the top, and I'm going to make this into a pocket. So you can see I've already cut the notch out of the top. I'm using the leftover piece of paper and a little mushroom image. I believe that's a Tim Holtz ephemera piece actually, that I'm going to glue down kind of right on the edge of that paper. And then I have another little piece of ephemera that's also Tim Holtz, and I'm going to add another set of mushrooms just over to the left of that taller one, just for some interest. And then I'm going to add a label over on the right side. This is actually a label from a Simple Stories sticker pack, and it just was the perfect color, so I just kind of put that on there, and then found another little sticker that I could add there, and it just gives me a little bit of room if I want to add something else down the line. So these are all of the pieces that I created today. They're just pockets, tuck spots. This one might end up actually going in that pocket. I like how they look together. I love that leaf one. I think that bird turned out super cute anyway. And then this is that wraparound pocket that we created earlier, and another pocket and another tag. So if you like this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and until next time, bye.